Hi there. So today I'm going to talk about something that I got a request for a couple of videos back, and that is the Super Mario All-Stars set. Now I've covered half of this set, just the Mario characters, in a previous video, but we'll look at all of them today. So first off we have Raccoon Mario, and this was actually one of the first plushes I may have gotten. I've been pretty obsessed with Raccoon Mario ever since he came out in Super Mario Bros. 3. My favorite animal before that was a raccoon, so to have Mario become a raccoon, that was pretty awesome. I didn't anticipate him being able to fly as a raccoon, but that is awesome. So this is one of the first ones that I ever got. He does not have the tag, but I do have a version with the tag, I just can't find him right now. Yeah, way back in the day when I first started collecting this stuff, this was one of the first plushes that I saw, and being Raccoon Mario, I had to have it, but I also found that there were others in the set, and that's when I basically had to have all of them, and in order to do that, I think I paid probably too much on eBay, even way back in the day, to have the complete set, but I bought them individually and then completed the set, which was not easy to do back then, and I actually always wondered, on the tag of one of these, there was a character that I didn't think was in the set. I just thought he was just a random piece of art on the tag. So we'll look at him in a minute. But there's Raccoon Mario. And then we have, let's see, who should I do next? We'll go in order in the video game, I guess. So Frog Mario appears next in the game. And Frog Mario looks fantastic. He's in his swimming pose. He has a nice shiny material, gigantic eyes on the top, which is very nice, very cartoony. I love the look of this Mario series, and I should say that this was done in Van Presto. Van Presto made these in 1993. So that was when Super Mario All-Stars was coming out on Super Nintendo. And of course these are Japanese toys, so it was interesting to me that a couple of characters are included, because we got the Lost Levels, which was Super Mario Bros. 2, the Japanese version, but they got Super Mario USA, which had been released previously. So they just had a compilation game with all the previously released games, but we got a new game that was previously unreleased in North America. So there's Frog Mario. And then we have my personal favorite in the set, Tanooki Mario. And you'll see he looks a lot like Raccoon Mario, like the ears and stuff, but the tail is different. Here, I'll show you. The ears are bigger on Tanooki, and the tail is different, which is nice. I mean, they could have just, used the same tail to save time or save production costs or whatever, but they decided to make them different. And the yellowish here is sort of based on the art. I do like the darker color on Mario, but there you go. There is Tanooki Mario, and this one has like a little hang tag on it. I don't think most of them have it. That was probably added previously. They all have this gold hanger, and that's normally where the tag would go, but a lot of these are missing the tag. I just grabbed the set that was tagless. I have another set that's fully tagged now. So there you go. There's Mario, Tanooki Mario, and then my favorite suit in the game is Hammer Brother Mario, just because he can throw hammers and hide in his little shell. And plus he looks awesome as a Hammer Brother. So he's got his little helmet there, and it's a nice little fuzzy helmet. And he's got these parts. I often see these little ear covers missing because they're just glued on felt. But a lot of these, this set was never really rare. It's kind of rare to see the complete set together, but you can find these pretty easily. Even today. And the plushes hold up really well today. They have these cardboard bottom feet, so they actually stand up pretty well on shelves and things. It's got his black shell. It's weird that even in the art the helmet is blue and the shell is black, because you don't see that in the Hammer Brothers. But I guess they needed to change it to be a hero look or something. So there you go. So that's the first half. That's the half you've seen already. So let's look at the second half. We have Toad here. And Toad will give us a good look at the tag. So the tag has the gold Mario in a tux kind of deal. And that's Super Mario. And it says 123 USA because that was the name of the game in Japan. And then it has the set sheet. So there's the 4 Marios, and you have Berto, Toad, Pigeon, which is a weird addition, and Yoshi, which is also a weird addition. Always threw me for a loop, because Yoshi never appears in any of these games. Well, for the change between the NES version of Super Mario Bros. 3 and the SNES version of Super Mario Bros. 3, they added Yoshi as one of the kings that got transformed by one of the Koopaling wands, and that always threw me for a loop because Yoshi shouldn't be in this game. But and the fact that they made him into a plush, that's one of the weirder ones. So is he Yoshi? Is he like imposter king Yoshi? Whatever, they just wanted to throw Yoshi into a set because he was popular. So here's Toad. I mean, he's super cute, right? As this Toad, he's a chibi version of Toad. Toad's kind of a chibi version anyway, his character design. But just a cute Toad, no real things to talk about here. He's just cute. He's got felt actually sewn into the head, so these aren't just glued on. And his face is sort of, I don't know what this is called really. It's like painted on, but it's not painted. And I haven't seen one faded really. But it's not like glued material. And then he doesn't have the little cardboard pieces in his toes because he's meant to kind of sit on his butt. But nice little representation of Toad. I always like that one from the set. Next we'll go with Yoshi. And I also have a tagged version of him. And so here he is with his little crown. And this was before fakes and stuff came out. Otherwise I'd be suspicious because it's such a weird thing. Because when you see a Yoshi plush with a new Super Mario Bros. Tag, for example, you know that's fake because Yoshi didn't appear in that game. Well, for years I was like, well, I think they just wanted to add a Yoshi. But people kept reminding me, and I forgot constantly, that yes, Yoshi was actually in the game as a king, so that's why he has a little crown. This is very close to the other Yoshi plushes you'll see in the Super Mario World sets from Banpresto. Except one thing, he's got movable arms and legs. They're on little swivels, and you can't really feel the little switch because you can see all the way in there that the leg is just kind of sitting there on a swivel. So somewhere in there is this little swivel, but you can't really feel it. And the arms do the same. So you can make your little Yoshi move. And that was like, I don't know, none of the other characters in the set have that feature. It was a weird feature for them to add. But there you go. This is probably the weirdest thing in the set. But here we move on to Pigeon. What a random character to add. Banpresto had previously made many enemies from the Super Mario World set that they had made, just like a year previously. And here we have this, pretty random character. You'd think it'd be like a Shy Guy because that's like the first one you see, or a more recognizable character. But here we have Pigeon. He looks kind of weird anyway. He's kind of this bulbous blue bird. When I first saw this, I didn't even know what it was from, until I got one with a tag, and then I realized that Pigeon was in the set, and this was probably it. And then I saw him later on with a tag, and I'm like, oh geez, Pigeon's in the set. So, because I just thought they threw a random enemy onto the tag. Well, they didn't. Here's Pigeon in all his weird glory, and he's attached to his little carpet, which is just yellow and black, but in the game is like red and all kinds of different colors. But so it's Still not maybe as weird as Yoshi, but a weird addition to the set. I think you'll agree. The last but not least is Berto, and I loved that they added Berto to the set because she had not had any previous renditions of any merchandise or anything. She still doesn't have a lot. She has a few figures and stuff, but not a lot of love for Berto, so it's nice to have the plush. They did come out recently. Sine made their own Berto plush, and it looks a lot better than this. A lot of times you'll see she's really hard to photograph because her bow kind of sits back on her head, and you can kind of poof it up, but it kind of sags a little bit. It's kind of a weird bow. And then the whole character kind of looks, you know, the way it's looking, you'll see pictures of it like this, and it looks really weird, and it looks kind of weird from any angle. But it's kind of meant to be viewed maybe like this, where she's kind of looking away. I like that they got the spots on her, because I guess she's kind of like a dinosaur kind of thing. I always liked this character in Super Mario Bros. 2, throwing the eggs, because it threw every one of my friends for a loop. This was before, essentially before many strategy guides or magazines or anything were out. And you had to figure out how to beat Berto, and you get to her and you jump over her projectiles, which you've done in every other NES game previously, and it turns out you have to jump on her eggs, pick them up, and throw them at her. And that was an interesting puzzle. Got a lot of, there's a huge conspiracy among parents saying that, well, that element added to the game essentially had to make you call the Nintendo counselor line to figure out how to beat Berto, and that was one of their top calls. I don't think that game design was fueled by trying to get counselor line cash, but that's something I'm not really privy to. You'll notice the eyelashes here to signify she's a female, because, you know, that's the only way to signify cartoon characters as, well, females. Oh, and the bow and the eyelashes. I mean, she's already pink. Of course, there's a long history of whether she's a boy or a girl. There's a lot of manual confusion. Was written in the manuals and all this other stuff. And I guess in Captain Rainbow, you go through this whole thing about whether she's male or female. So, very, very odd history for this character. But essentially, they revamped her in Mario Tennis to become the love interest of Yoshi, which I guess makes sense and fits within all of our, you know, safe gender principles and whatever. But I'm not going to get into that. So there you go. There's Berto, and that's the complete set. All 8. So it took me a long time to complete it because I didn't know Pigeon was actually there, but now that I have them all together, I've had them for a long time now. So it was one of the first plush sets I completed. So there you go. That was the request, and more videos coming.